Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Biodome park build in Jurassic World Evolution 2. We're four builds into our build so far. We've done a general forest, we've done a coastline, we've done a burnt out forest, which you'll see if we nip down here that I've redone a little bit. Basically part of Kyle's lovely jubbly bio mod thingamajiggy down here includes, I think it's down here, yeah, there you go, you can add the burnt logs and stuff like that manually if you want, so you can actually build up a nice big burnt out forest that your dinosaurs can still move through, which is pretty cool, So we've got the burnt forest, and over here we've got, I believe, a swamp, yeah. Done a little bit of work on the build, not too much, just added these little, it kind of looks like a spaceship a little bit, and these are like the engines, the rotors in the bottom right. It reminds me a little bit of the ship that they have in the Avengers, but that's neither here nor there. I don't really know what I'm doing with this bottom bit. It kind of ends really awkwardly, and it feels like there has to be something there, but right now I don't know what it, ooh. I say I don't know what it is. What if what it is not the research compound, enclosures? Where is, I'm sure it's a thing, attractions. Eh? Is that stupid? I don't know, let's find out. I think that might be stupid. There's only one way to know for sure. I don't know if that is stupid. I think that's kind of cool, actually. That might be a thing. I'll think about that. I'm going to put some trees inside it. It's maybe a little bit close to the biodome, but we can't do much about that. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm not suggesting it makes sense, but does it look cool? Those two things very rarely go together. Anyways, today we're gonna do, I think, what will be a pretty chill biodome. We're gonna do like a coast, not a coast. Well, kind of a coastal one, but a different style of coastal one. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. We've been talking about it a lot. What I want to do is one that integrates the lagoons into the biodome, just because I think that's a really cool idea. So I think what we'll do it as is, I mean, this was our coastal one. What if we do this one more as a desert, basically? And this is the lagoon, and it was like an ancient sea where the Mosasaurus lived or whatever, and it's been shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and this area where this Mosasaurus can live has been getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the sea is kind of shrinking around it and getting constricted by this desert. I've just invented all that, and I think it's a good idea, so that's what we're going to do. I do want a lot of room for this one, I think, so let's start working on that. We delete that one as per usual, and then we'll just build. So we're going to take up this top left corner, enough room for another one here and there. So maybe 3 more after this, although I am somewhat swiftly running out of ideas, it must be said. This is going to be a slightly tricky one, because obviously the lagoons aren't really meant for this kind of thing, and they don't really fit into environments all that well. But we shall see what we can do. Just bring it in a little bit at the bottom, like so. That is a chunky one, isn't it? I can maybe leave this area open. How big's the lagoon? That's priority numero uno. How big? Yeah, I mean, even if we want to do just 2 lagoon sections, I was kind of just thinking 1 originally, but maybe we do a triple? Like this? Let me think about this. About there. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to roll with that. We're going to bring up the sides as much as possible, like per usual. So basically, it's a desert. It's maybe a rocky desert at the sides. We'll do some like little canyons and stuff like that as well. It's a shame how little you can do this, you know? It can't really have a big impact inside this aviary, because it... Well, that's the limit, but we're kind of doing what we did over at the coastline. I want the feeling of the ground lowering down towards this oasis in the middle that the dinosaurs won't be able to drink out of. This is going to all be very awkward, but we're gonna make it work. As Tim Gunn would say, designers, make it work. This wasn't a great Tim Gunn, but you know who it was. It's because I told you who it was beforehand, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I'm going to bring these all out a little bit. One of my favourite things to do when flattening anything, and this counts for Planet Zoo, Prehistoric Kingdom, just a little dash, a little sexy dash like that. Oomph, oomph, just like that. Just so you're aware, it's currently 4 AM, so how well my brain is functioning, we will have to wait and see. That is not smooth enough. Must be as smooth as I think I am at the clubs after a few drinks. Which is not very smooth. As you know, I think I'm very smooth. But the reality is much different. But we're not here for reality. Reality is a nerd. So, big old slope. People keep telling me what the slope means and I keep forgetting. I cannot... Oh, you're not going to really work, are you? Is this all a stupid idea? Are they allowed water? Are the dinosaurs allowed water? Maybe not. Can I lower this? Anyway. Yeah, okay, we're gonna... not really. I'm just gonna carve in here and there. Make sort of canyon-esque sort of areas. Can't really do too much. We can't lower any lower than this. We can't raise any higher than this. But I still want it to have that canyon, deserty sort of feel. And we'll put some palm trees in. It's gonna be sexy. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool beans. It's gonna be cool beans. If you believe it will happen, it will happen, as they say in the clubs. Right, so let's grab some sand. What's this sand look like? We are at the whims of the map for this. It's okay. It's not bad. I wish it was a little bit more va-va-voom. You know what I mean? It's lacking in the je ne sais quoi, but it's okay. What's this? Your rock. Now, what if we drop this radius right down, and then we kind of go along here, and we kind of pull out these... I'm going to lower that intensity, actually. Right down. Right back up. We're just going to pull out some of these canyons a little bit, just kind of shading them in, essentially. It's kind of like painting, in a way. You know, I'm trying to just highlight something in shadow. A little bit along that wall there. Anywhere it's particularly deep or steep or something like that, we kind of just darken it to accentuate the effect. I sound like such an idiot. I'm right. What I'm saying makes sense, I promise. I mean, of course it does, right? But I still want it to feel sandy more than anything else. We don't want to go too hard on this, you know. Gotta be subtle. With the touch of a bluebird who's just discovered how to touch things and is very nervous about the whole thing. What's the difference between... Oh, wait, I wasn't clicking on it. I was like, that rock looks mighty similar to the rock I was just using. It's because it is the rock you were just using. I think this one's got green crap on it. It does, so I kind of need to fade it out a little bit with this one. And this one's quite a lot nicer. This one has more of a sandy, deserty sort of vibe to it anyway. So we're going to stick that other one just in the lower reaches, you know, because it's dark and shadowy. Everyone's a cult of some description. And cults are cool. They're probably not cool when you're in them. Probably quite cool if you lead them. But I've always had a bit of a thing for a cult, you know. Favorite horror, not my favorite horror films, but good horror films. Lots of culty horror films out there. Cults are just cool. They're a cool idea. In theory, there are problems with cults, but that's neither here nor there. This looks strange. I'm considering that it might be... I'll tell you what, we're going to have to just build this one, I think, and see what it looks like. Bonk. Okay, let's get rid of some of that dust. This is going to look odd. Tell you what we're going to do. This is a better idea. If we put the water in first, can I then put the lagoon over the top of it? Let's find out. So, water. Bonk. Bonk? I don't bonk at all. Zero bonk. Bonk? Okay, we've got a bonk. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. There's a bonk. Alright, we've got a bonk. Now, can I put a bonk on it? Right, what does that do? Oh, that's beautiful game. Thank you so much. Right, lovely stuff. And now we're going to pull this in. Because it's an oasis, right? It's got to be quite small. It's drying up. And then we'll put some palm trees and stuff, because you need some... The whole point of the Oasis, we're kind of going to inverse how we've been building all these so far, right? In the past, all the trees have been on the outside. Now all the trees are going to be on the inside. And I think we're going to use some of Kaio's mod bushes and stuff for this. So what I'm looking for, really, is something... Let's pause again. Something... Oh, you little stunner. Who's the sexy coconut tree? You are, you are. I'm just going to dot these around. I like these chunky ones. Chunky ones are cool. Being chunky is cool. Tell your friends. I'm going to stick with mainly the same types. We want a little bit of consistent... Oh, the noises are lovely. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're very nice. Bit weird sounding. Do I put grass in? Maybe I put a little bit of grass just on this middle section. It is an oasis after all. My inspiration, the more I think about it, is the oasis from the Barrens in World of Warcraft. Now, I haven't played the World of Warcraft in a very long time. However, the Barrens and Barrens chat have been etched deep into my memory. So I think it's a good source of inspiration. I think this will look better on grass, because at the moment it looks a bit weird. That might be because I'm an idiot. So I mean, we can always replace it, right? Not a big deal. Let's do that. Let's give that a go. That I might make into rock in the middle bit. I think that makes more sense. Kind of try to blend that in a little bit with the water, you know. Okay, but then I want grass. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Really emphasize that kind of the oasis nature of what's going on here. Which I think without the grass, it's just going to look really boring more than anything else. Grass, 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 grass. What's this grass? Are you different? Are you cool? You're not cool at all. You're a nerd. Let's go to you. Okay. Actually, what I should have just done is this. Fibrous, maybe? Likewise. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know why I did that from the start. Nobody will ever know. Well, life's great mysteries, I suppose. I think just fibrous ground cover. I want that kind of feeling where it's like super dense and then super arid. You know, it flicks between the two almost instantly, rather than being very subtle and drawn out. It's just this really densely populated, densely foliaged area. I'm going to push the foliage way high, I've just decided. But it's all contained right here in the center ring. Any further out at all, and it's just arid desert, you know? Yeah, we're gonna push the foliage a little bit heavier here. I know I do that all the time. I just can't help myself. I'm a weak man, okay? We all have our faults. Mine is trees and rocks, primarily. Okay, because, I mean, that just isn't enough trees to really sell the feeling we're going for. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Bit more grass in there. Bit more grass in there. We've got plenty of dirt on the outside anyway. Plenty of dirt on the outside, as they say. Okay, cool. Yeah, screw it, let's go for it. Intensity high, radius higher, radius lower, and then just... If you made the chuka chuka noises, things look better. Is it science? I won't hear a word against it. We'll see if we've got anything like bush-wise and stuff like that we can grab from the mod as well. But that is absolutely more... It's maybe a little heavy on the palm trees. But, you know, it's definitely more in the direction I was... kind of more in the direction I've got in my head. okay. I'm pretty happy with it environmentally. It's fine. So when you think about this lagoon and other funky things, I've had a little thought, and I just want to see if this works. We've got our research outpost. Can we? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty cool idea, I think. I just wish it was a little bit higher. But, not that, but something. If it, you know what, it's nearly perfect because it's got the thing below it, but it just looks. The problem is it looks like a fountain. Actually, maybe that's not a problem. Let's give it a go. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's cool. It's very difficult to get in the middle because I don't really have a frame of reference. Oh, I do. The blue. You know what? I don't hate it. I think that's a pretty cool idea, actually. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Right. Cool beans. We need as well our usual... We need our lights. Let's make it nighttime for a second. This looks really cool, actually. That looks really nice. Very sexy. Where's the nighttime button? There's the nighttime button. Hello, nighttime button. Hello. That's what the nighttime button sounds like, in case you were curious. We need lights. I think I want them maybe at the 4 sort of not edges, it's a circle, you know what I mean though. The 4 points of the circle, like so. That's really nice, yeah. And then we need a couple dotted around in the desert, but not too many, not too many. You see the desert, there's a lot of sort of broken trees, a lot of dead trees, a lot of sort of burnt out trees, a lot of rock, a lot of cacti. Everyone else, I kind of just shove things in and hope for the best, but that's what I do in my personal life. Why not do it in video games as well, eh? Chortle, chortle. Okay, I think that'll do. I really don't want to go too crazy on that. No, I think I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Leave it alone. The final thing I'm wondering is, do I want to put in a viewing thing? I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? You're never going to see it. I'd just be doing it because I want to view from it, but that doesn't make any sense realistically. Man, that's awesome. It's maybe a little dark. I don't know. Are you a little dark? I mean, look, you're mainly going to be in the daytime. It's fine. Let's swap that back. Ah, haze. Okay, sweet. Right. Let me think with my brain face. I need a... I'm very confused. I need a hatchery, a lagoon hatchery. If I was a lagoon hatchery, where would I be? I would be here. Is that fine? I'm gonna just in case. Let's build a little lagoon, just in case. Just in case. Okay, and what we want is a Mosasaurus, because we're gonna base it ever so slightly once again on prehistoric planet, because that's in my head. The prehistoric planet Mosasaurus. I'm going to have to Google this. I have a vague recollection of the colour scheme. It's 4:20 in the morning. Prehistoric. I think it was blue. But I've just got a vague recollection of like a little bit of pink in there, a little bit of red in there or something like that. I have nothing to talk about during this loading screen. It's 4:20 Blaze AM. You know, what am I meant to say? There's no words for 4:20 AM. If you're awake at 4:20 AM, your life is in a bad place, you know? Or you're like a security guard or something. Okay, cool. So at least we know what we're doing. So we want a Morsa. Sorry. Bloody Brooklyn Nine-Nine, man. Right, so we're going Gambia and Calca. There we go. There we go. Play. I've never done this before with Kyle's mod, so very curious to see how that works. Whilst that's ticking along, let's nip over here. We are going to make Theory again. I know we've done it once before, but shush. Last time it was the movie skin. This time it's going to be brown and a bit of red. Let's have one of those. And we're going to have, instead of Bosboldia, I think we'll have Edmontosaurus. Do we ever pick a Bosboldia anywhere? It's just, I think, oh, it's actually not a bad colour combination already. It does have a bit of green. I think that's good. Let's go with that. Okay, so that's our Bosboldia. We've got a Therizinosaurus. We need a Titanosaur. Now, Dreadnoughtus is in the episode. I believe I would use Dreadnoughtus as well. Yeah, but we did use the movie skin, right? So we could make a Dread that's just sandy. What do you look like, Dreadnoughtus? Where are you, buddy? I'd say darker than that. Let's go like that for Dread. I'm gonna get 2 of those because they need to be able to whap their necks against each other, right? For this to work. So we've got a Bosboldia, we've got a Therizinosaurus, we've got our... Let's get these popping out, shall we? Got our Dreadnoughtus, which technically weren't at the watering hole. There was a Titanosaur there, but we don't know what it is. Mononicus, but... I can't really replicate Mononicus, can I? We don't really have anything similar. There is some unnamed Ankylosaurids as well, but they're very briefly there. Maybe Tarkia? I think that was my bet. Sure. First one, Cretaceous is in there as well. And again, all these very sandy brown sort of patterns. So I think it's going to look really cool when they're all there together and they're all kind of like in the same colour scheme. I think it's going to look awesome. Right, let's see if this works. Mosa. Come here, buddy. I am very tempted. I feel like I could do some crazy stuff by being able to move the Mosasaurus like this, you know? I mean, it's there. Is it there? I can't click it from above, but I can click it from here. There we go. Yeah, looking nice. I know this is a tiny thing for a Mosa, but I think if we'd gone any bigger, this wouldn't have worked. Hey, that's going to look really cool. Anyways, let's go check out this biodome. Hello, buddy. It's my pit. There are many like it. This one is mine. Oh, you know what? I don't love this Dreadnoughtus, but it looks really nice there. In the forest of the dead. I obviously said the wrong words and had to kind of make some nonsense up very quickly. Actually looks fantastic there. Not as good from the other side. Maybe it's just the lighting on this side is lovely. Very cool. A little poke around. It is a shame that we lose the dinosaur noises inside here. But, you know, that's not me having a pop, because at the end of the day, why would that ever be accounted for? You're not meant to be able to do this. Although it's worth noting, you can do this without mods. It's not easy, but you can do it. Got a little oasis. And somewhere in there... Although I can't get up. Come on, climb. I need to build like a little staircase. So Tarbosaurus. Tyrannosaurus bata. T-Rex is, not T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus in general, I suppose. You know what, this is the first time I've, been able to see the walls and not like have it covered by trees, and I think it looks okay. I don't really know why. I don't know what makes this different, but the desert environment, I guess, just really suits that sort of arid kind of feel, right? But yeah, Tyrannosaurus has been very much in the news this week. I'm not going to pretend to have looked into it enough to actually talk on it at length, but basically there's been a suggestion for a little while now at least that there's a third Tyrannosaurus species, Regina. R-E-G-I-N-A. I think based on like the nasal boss or something like that. And that got pushed again this week, and then half the Paleo community is like, well, I'm not so sure about this actually. Basically. Things always go back and forth in paleontology. People use that as like a criticism. I've never really understood that. You know, people say, oh, well, science can't make its mind up, yada, yada, yada. But that's good, right? We get more information. And things adjust. To reckon this into my world, I really like football, right? And I support Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp is our manager. And he said something in the past about not spending an amount of money or something like that, like 5-6 years ago, and then things changed and he started to spend more money. And people keep bringing it up, and he's like, yeah, things changed, so my opinion has had to change. You know, you're not a hypocrite because you say something 6 years ago and do something different now in different circumstances. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I really like this grass. This grass is actually lovely. The hell was that? If I could build like... Oh, was that you plopping down to the ground? If I could build like a really small habitat, I could go really intense and focus on the foliage like I do in Planet Zoo. That might be a fun build to make. What if we did like a series of mini exhibits for our dinosaurs in a all-species park? A lot of people have been talking about the all-species park idea lately. And I think we might do that next. We'll see. Pretty happy with this, must be said. Hello, Crichton. You used to be my favourite little cute dinosaur, you know, but you've been supplanted like 10 times over since then, I'm afraid. I think you fell quite far down the rankings, but you still look lovely. It really fits the environment really well. It's quite nice in the silence. Just the music humming in the background. It's like we're in space, you know? I just want to go see the ferry. Oh, there you are. Hello, beautiful. I don't know why you waited till the lighting was terrible. Just before we go, let's have a little time with our Mosa as well. One day we'll figure out a way to have like above ground lagoons. Imagine being able to plop this here, it's all above ground, and then the walls are made out of glass. I don't know if that would ever be possible, but I would actually die happy if that was ever done. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's a cute little build. Well said, Tarbo. Well said. So, got a rough idea for this, because we've got like a little forest, but that was the first one we did. It was very much a starter one, and we didn't really put any effort in it, frankly. Because we had to work on building the park and yada yada. So I like the idea of doing a proper big forest one with like a lake and a flowing river down there, and maybe a forest area up here raised up, and kind of try that idea out. Even if we do that, we'd still have one more, and I don't really have any ideas, so feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. We could do like a grasslands plain, like a rolling hills kind of thing, and just give me like an hour to just cover the thing in grass. Absolutely cover the thing. Let me just try something. Let me just try something here, actually, now that I think about it. If I do this, right? Okay, nice and deep. Way deeper than you can usually get it. And then I put this over the top. What happens? Rubbishness happens. Rubbishness, okay. That is kind of a problem. Oh, wait, maybe that is a top. Does that happen if I do this? No, I don't think so, right? I think this should be fine. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So my idea was basically to have... Because they'll, yeah, do that. But if I do one here instead, right? And then I just have one... This is... Something... Oh, hello! Oh, okay. I don't know what I would do with that, but that's cool that that works. If I delete that now, does that fix it? Oh, baby! Okay! I don't know what I will do with this information, but it's cool. It does seem useless as far as information goes. I don't know what I could possibly do with that, but I'll have a little think about it. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Apologies this took so long. There was meant to be an episode last week, but I needed a break at the end of the week, frankly. So I took one. Thanks for joining me. Throw me a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Let me know your suggestions down below in the comment section. You know, what would you want to see in our final biodomes? And I will see you lovely folks very, very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.